Hello, Ultra Knights here, and quick Space Marine tactic review of the heavy sport options for Space Marines. Now, the Predator. Hmm. What to say about the Predator? A good tank. A good tank. Probably the jack of all trades when it comes to things. I mean, you can have an anti-infantry Predator, which is one I happen to have in my hand here, which is the Destructor. Very nice looking tank. Which, it's not bad. It's got 6 heavy bolter shots, 2 autocannon shots. It can deal with light tanks on paper, at least it can. But you're not. I mean, the destructor version, it's not bad. Orcs it will do well against, but that's about it. I mean, most Space Marine units will get an armor save, excluding probably scouts, and so it's not very good against them. Grey Knights, it's not very good against, obviously. Eldar, it's not very good against because they're going to destroy it pretty fast. Yeah, you can kill a few, you'll be able to kill Guardians, etc. But, Tyranids and Orcs are where it thrives. This particular variant, anyway, that's what I'm saying, is against them. Tactics for the Destructor, get it up there. I mean, most people keep it back because of its autocannon's range, which is stupid. I mean, this tank is a supporting role. It's got tons of shots. 6th edition is where it really thrives because it can then snap fire its shots, and it's firing 6 shots. So even statistically, it'll get 1 in 6 at least. But you'll get more than that just by luck of the die. Yeah, get it up there. Support your men. Use it, even if you have to use it as a blocker of line of sight and just get enemy off. Because they're running towards your men trying to assault you. They're running towards your objectives, etc. And this is in their way. It will slow them down. They'll struggle to get through armor 13 on the front. The destructor variant itself isn't very threatening. It doesn't draw a lot of fire because there are bigger things, or at least should be, bigger things in your army, which people are going to want to target. And that's good. You want to put smoke launched on it, zip it up, pop the smoke, everything else moves up, and then next round, this is in your face, popping off autocannon shots, etc., into lighter tanks, or just slaughtering your infantry. Good. Now, I do field an Annihilator. Where's my model? Okay, I haven't got his hand, never mind. The Annihilator. Probably the biggest point sink in your army. 160 odd points. So this 85 points is why I field it because it's nice and cheap. I tend to replace the Whirlwind with it. Excuse me, got a cough. But yeah, it's a huge point sink, the Annihilator. 160 odd, possibly more, without checking. Kydex is downstairs. But probably the best tank we have, excluding the Vindicator, because you're not going to beat a strength 10 AP 1 template, But yeah, a really good anti-tank. Long range, so the tactics for that are just sit it back in cover and unload your shots into enemy tanks that are a real threat, such as enemy Land Raiders, because who doesn't play Marines nowadays? These are the main threats. But yeah, those are the ones you're going to want to target in with it. Really effective, really deadly, really expensive. The enemy is clever. You're going to be wanting to go first. You're going to unload it thinking you're all smart. The enemy's going to see that tank do that damage. It ain't going to be there long. He will kill it. He will have anti-tank in his army, or she. They'll kill it. Not good. So, the Annihilator version, better, much better. Won't make its point cost, generally, but better. Will be killed quickly, though. And unless, you don't mind losing it early on, and the rest of your army can pick up that slack left by heavy support being killed, it's not really worth bringing. You can have variants of it. I mean, I see people field, the las cannons on top with heavy bolts on the side, all that sort of thing. But then you're sort of trying to make a tank that won't be using that a jack of all trades, because obviously it is only a jack of all trades when you field 2 of them together, such as an Annihilator and this, because that's where it is really effective. Otherwise, not so much. It will be killed. That's the thing I have to say about it. I mean, I have fielded it. They will kill it. I mean, they're not stupid. This thing's going to be annihilating their tanks. they will kill it pretty fast. It sucks, but you know, cool. That's why you're fielding it. Unless your army can pick up the slack left behind, you need to consider not bringing it. Now, as for the variants of it, don't really bother. I mean, if you give heavy bolts to a las cannon tank, what are you doing with your life? I mean, you're not going to be targeting any tanks with strength 5 armor or armor 10. Why give it heavy bolters? It's not going to be using them. You're going to be targeting the big tanks. That's where you're going to make points back on it. That's where you're going to annoy the enemy. And you want first turn. If you're not going first, stick it in reserve, because that's where you're going to want it later game. That's pretty much the Predator. That's how I filled it. I, generally put it in reserve if I'm not putting it in first. Only because that is scary. Round 2, 3, the enemy tanks are on you. This thing comes out of reserve. Lights them up with las cannon fire. It's a real threat. They will then kill it though, but they'll have less on the board to kill it, and that's where you want to be aiming. That's a good tactic. Honest to God, that is a good tactic. Otherwise, you're going to be unloading it first turn, and they're going to be killing it. Or even if it's still on there by second turn, they're not going to want to keep it there. If you're going second, it shouldn't be on the board because they will just, that and land raiders are the main targets. So yeah, take it off. That's pretty much the Predator in a nutshell. It can be cheap, can be expensive. It really depends what you want to do with it. Yeah, thanks for watching.